Hello students, welcome you all. So today we are going to discuss lines and angles. So what we are going to discuss in this class? First we will discuss about some basic concept of the geometrical term. Then second we will discuss about the theorem. Okay. So then we will discuss about exercise 6.1 in the next class. Okay. So let's start. So we'll start with basic terms and definition. So first, a line segment. So in the previous year, that is in class 8, in class 7 and class 6 also, you are learning, you have been learning about line segment, ray, etc. So what is a line segment? Line segment is a part of a line. Okay. So we can draw a line and we will take a segment from this line. Okay, you can name it say A, B, and this segment is a line segment. It is just a segment of a line. Now you can write line segment in the form of like this: A, B, a symbol of a line segment. This is a symbol of line segment. Now we'll move to ray. What is ray? So a ray has one end point. Okay, it is also a part of a line. Again, we will take a line. It is also a part of a line, and it has one end point. So that we can take it. Suppose A, B. From A, the end point will be A like this. So it is just a part. So we can take another figure. Let it the end point be A, and it is moving towards B. So it is called a ray. Okay. Line segment ray. Ray, so suppose we are writing AB ray, you can write like this: AB ray. That means the ray is moving from A to B. Okay, B ray means like this. The ray is moving from B to A. Okay, now then we will move to collinear points. So these are some basic fundamental things that you need to know. Collinear points. What is collinear points? First of all, point is involved here. So we'll take some points: 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Okay, so 4 point. Now we have point A point, B point, C point, D point. Now if you draw a line from A to B, there will be a straight line. From B to D, there is another straight line. From C to D, there is another straight line. You can draw a straight line also. From B to C also, like this. There are several straight lines possible in this 4 points. So we can't call them, they are on a straight line. They are on a single straight line. But if you draw 3 points like this and you draw a single straight line, point A, point B, point C. Okay. Now you can see point A, B, and C are falling on a single straight line. Okay. So we can call them collinear points. Okay. So what is collinear point? If 3 or more points, we have to take 3 or more points, because if you take 2 points, they will definitely fall on a line. Okay. So we have to take at least 3 points. Therefore, if 3 or more points lie on the same line, they are called collinear points. Okay. If they are not falling on the same line, then they will be called non-collinear points. Very simple. Now we will move to angle. Okay, you please write these statements. Okay. Now we'll move to angle. So what is an angle? An angle has a we'll say it has a common origin when two rays has a common origin. Okay, this is the right definition. When two rays forms a common origin, an angle is formed. So we can name it, say suppose AB ray and SC ray both are originating from point O, then we can say angle BAO BAO is an angle, or we write it in a symbolic form. This is the form of symbol of angle, angle BAO. That means we are starting from B to A, then finally C. It's not O, we can write okay, it's a O. So BAO angle. Now, okay, in an angle there are several parts, like I'll name it again, A, B, O. Okay. So now you can see AB is in ray. Okay. AO is in ray. So AB and AO are the arms, hand, okay, arms of angle BAO. We can write it like this. AB and AO are the arms of angle BAO. So we have got two arms here. Now you can see one, this A point. This A point is called the vertex of this angle. Okay. So these are the part of an angle. Now we'll move to different type of angle. So we have already discussed about different type of angle in your class 6. So you are learning this from class 6. Let's recap all these things again. So acute angle, you know, acute angle is any angle that is less than 90 degree. Okay. So any angle that is less than 90 degree is called acute angle. Okay. The symbol is this, 90 degree less than 90 degree. Then we'll move to right angle. Right angle is angle which is equal to 90 degree, exactly equal to 90 degree. Now obtuse angle is any angle that is greater than 90 degree. It will be more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Greater than 90 degree, okay, and less than 180 degree. Well, then we'll move to straight angle. Okay, what is straight angle? Straight angle is an angle whose measure is exactly 180 degree. So when we see this figure, so this angle is 180 degree. Now we will move to reflex angle. Reflex angle is, it is more than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. That means 180 से ज़्यादा और 360 से कम. That is called reflex angle. This part, this is the reflex angle. Okay. Then finally one part is remaining, that is complete angle. Complete angle. So what is a complete angle? Complete angle is an angle which is exactly equal to 360 degree. The 360 degree angle is called complete angle. Okay. This is not given in your book, I think. So whatever, we'll move to the next part now. Okay, now some more concept in angle, that is complementary angle. Now you know all complementary angle. What is complementary angle? When sum of two angles is 90 degree, exactly 90 degree, we call them complementary angle. You can write it. When sum of two angle is 90 degree, then we call them complementary angle. Similarly, when sum of two angle is two angle and not more than two angle is 180 degree, it is called supplementary angle. Okay. Well, so you can remember it easily. C, first comes C, then S. So C means C is small, that's why C 90 degree. S is large, then you can say it is 180 degree. You can remember this in this like this also. It will be easy for you. Now we'll move to another type of angle, adjacent angle. Adjacent angle you studied in class 7. So adjacent angle, what was adjacent angle? If you can remember, there are three conditions for being adjacent angle. Okay, you can say. So What is adjacent angle? So the first condition to be an adjacent angle is that two angles must have common vertex. Common Two angles must have common vertex. The next condition was that common arm. So two angles must have common vertex. They must have common arms. And the third and most important condition was the non-common arms are on the opposite side of common arm. Okay, so these are the three conditions of adjacent angle. If any these three conditions satisfied, we can say these two angles be adjacent angle. So let's take this example of this figure. Must have common vertex. You can see these two angles, angle ABD and DBC has a common vertex as B. Common arms, you can see BD is the common arm, and non-common arms. It's not common; it will be non-common. Yes. So, and non-common arms are on the opposite sides of the common arm. So, non-common arm, who is the non-common arm? Non-common arm is BC and AB. So, BC and AB must be on opposite side of the common arm. Who is the common arm? BD. So, we can see BC is one side of the common arm and AB is one side of the common arm. Okay. So, these are the three conditions. Now, we will move to another concept. What is that? Let's see. It's a linear pair angle. Okay, very good. Okay, linear pair angle. What is a linear pair angle? Now, if the non-common arms, now this figure you can see, in the non-common arm, who is the linear non-common arm? BC and BA. Okay, if the non-common arm BC and BA in figure 6. Okay, in this figure also form a line, then it is called linear pair angles. So, okay. So, if they are forming a line, the non-common arms are forming a line. You can see BC and BA together are forming a line, AC line they are forming. Okay, that is straight line. Huh? Then we call angle AB. What is this? D. Okay. Angle ABD and angle CBD are linear pair angle. Okay. So this is about linear pair angle, and you know that sum of the linear pair angle is 180 degree, or you can, other words, you can say they are supplementary. Okay. Now we will discuss about vertically opposite angles. So what is vertically opposite angle? Again, you have studied it about in class 7. So when two lines intersect, you can see two lines are intersecting here, AB and DC lines are intersecting. Now they are intersecting at a point O. So angle here, some angles are formed. Okay, and the opposite angles are called vertically opposite angle, like angle AOD. This angle, okay, is the vertically opposite angle of angle BOC. Okay, so angle 1 I will say, these are angle 2. Angle 1 and angle 2 are vertically opposite angle. Similarly, this is angle 3, this is angle 4, suppose. So angle 3 and 4 are vertically opposite angle. Okay, so this is just a brush up for you. You know all this concept. Now we will move to intersecting line and non-intersecting line. Okay, very nice. So what is intersecting line? As always, if two lines are intersecting, two or more lines you can say. If two lines are intersecting at any point, then we can say intersecting line. If they are not intersecting, then we will say not a non-intersecting line. And most important thing, non-intersecting lines are always parallel lines. if you are drawing a line and you are drawing another line like this, and you are say are they intersecting lines? I will say no, they are intersecting line. See, if you extend all this line to here and this line here, then you can see somewhere it will the two lines will intersect. So the two lines are intersecting line. Well, if you draw lines like this, like here PQ and RS, okay, and if you extend RS to both sides up to infinity, you extend them, and PQ to up to infinity, you extend them, and still if they will not intersect, we will only call them they are not intersecting or parallel. Okay, so how can we say that they will not intersect? We have not seen the infinity, how much length here it is going. Okay, so how can we say that no, they will intersect or they will not intersect? So in this case, we have to find the perpendicular distance at any point. Okay, perpendicular distance between these 2 points at any point, these two lines between at any point must be equal. Let me see, this length is equal to suppose 4 centimeter, and this is also 4 centimeter, and they are perpendicular distance. Then we can say that these two lines are parallel lines and they will not intersect even if we will extend these two lines up to infinity. Okay, so this is what parallel lines are. Now what else is there? Let's see, pair of angles. So we have already discussed about pair of angles, linear pair of angle. So what was the linear pair of angle? So if the two adjacent angles, okay, if in a adjacent angles, the non-common sides are the non-common sides form a single line or forms a line, then we call them linear pair angle. So, and also in the previous part also I had told that the sum of the two linear pair angles are 180 degree. Okay, yes, because angle AOB is on a straight line, angle this angle, okay na, AOB is on a straight line. Okay, therefore sum of these two angles, then we have divided these two angles into two parts, like angle COB and COA. Therefore sum of these two angles will be 180 degree, as these two angles are on a straight line and this is a straight angle. So now we'll move to what is that? Yes, axiom. Now there is an axiom. So I think you don't know about the word axiom, because the previous class about that was previous chapter, that was Euclid's geometry. We use CL idea. Euclid's geometry, that has been deleted from your chapter by CBSE for this year. Okay, that's why we have not discussed about that chapter, Euclid geometry. In that chapter there was a brief discussion about axiom. So I will just say it in short. What is axiom? Axioms are some universal truths. Okay, axioms are universal truth and they don't need to be proved. This very simple concept. What is axiom? Axioms are universal truth and they don't need to be proved. Okay. Well, so now we are going to discuss about the axiom. One second. It's not functioning. Yes, it's not functioning. Ah. So let's read the axiom. If a ray stands on a line, then the sum of two adjacent angles so found is 180 degree. Okay. So you don't need to prove it. I have already told. What is an axiom? You can write it. Axiom. These are the universal truth which don't need any proof. Okay. So if a ray stands on a line, let's draw a ray. It's a ray. It is standing on a line. If a ray stands on a line, then the sum of the two adjacent angles, you can see two adjacent angles are formed. Angle so formed is 180 degree. So sum of this is suppose one angle and two number angle. Sum of these two angle 1 plus angle 2 will be equal to 180 degree. So this is called your axiom. Axiom you can remember it is axiom 6.1. Okay, now we'll move further. Okay, what is there? Okay, axiom 6.2 again there. Let's see what is axiom 6.2. Axiom 6.2, if sum of two adjacent angle 180 degree. So some two adjacent angle will draw. Now these are two adjacent angle, angle 1 and angle 2. If sum of these two adjacent angle is 180 degree, then the non-common arms of the angle form a line. So here you can see this is the non-common arm. Name it A, B, O. The non-common arm is OB and OA. Okay, so they will form a line, AB line they will form. Why? If the condition is if the sum of the adjacent angle, angle 1 and angle 2, these two sum of angle 1 plus angle 2 will be 180 degree. Okay, if the sum of these two is 180 degree, then only OA and OB will form a line. So this is your axiom 6.2. You also now don't need to prove this. Okay, and both the axiom 6.1 and 6.2 are together called a linear pair axiom. Okay, so they are called linear pair axiom. So you can name or you can remember it as linear pair axiom. So now we are going to discuss about theorem 6.1. Okay, we'll discuss this theorem and we'll close our class. Now theorem 6.1, let's read the theorem. Okay, it's an important theorem. Direct question like it prove that if two lines intersect each other, then the vertically opposite angles are equal. Okay, a direct question of 4 mark or 5 mark will arise. Okay, in a in a test. So let's see what is theorem 6.1 is saying. If two lines intersect each other, then the vertically opposite angles are equal. So let's read it again. If two lines intersect each other, so first of all we have to draw lines. Line AB you can see we have drawn here line AB and line CD. They intersect each other at point O. Then vertically opposite angles are equal. So we have to prove that vertically opposite angles are equal. That means angle AOD, this angle is equal to angle COB or BOC. These two angles are equal, that we have to prove. Okay, let's start. So what is first we write given. What is given to us? Given that AB is a line, CD is a line, they intersect each other at point O. Write it like this. AB is a line, CD is a line, they intersect each other at point O. Okay. Now to prove, what do we need to prove? We need to prove angle AOD equal, this is to prove, angle AOD, this angle is equal to angle BOC and angle AOC equal to angle BOD. This is what we need to prove. Now we'll move to the proof section. Okay, so this is what we need to prove. We need to prove angle AOC equal to angle BOD, AOC equal to angle BOD, and angle AOD equal to BOC. AOD and AOC equal to BOC. These two angles we have to prove equal, and these two angles we have to prove equal. Now a ray OA stands on line CD. You can see CD is a line. OA is standing on the line. OA ray. Therefore, this two sum of these two angle will be what? 180 degree. 180 degree. Therefore, we write. Therefore, angle AOC. You can see angle AOC. This angle plus angle AOD. This angle is equal to 180 degree. Okay. Now, again we will write angle AOD. Where is angle AOD? AOD plus angle BOD is equal to 180 degree. Why? Because same story, because OD ray is standing on a line AB. Okay, that's why sum of these two angle will be what? 180 degree. Now we have statement 1 and statement 2. So write it as statement 1 and write it statement 2. Now from statement 1 and statement 2 we can see the LHS, whatever there is LHS, but RHS is equal 180, here it is 180. Okay, therefore we can say if RHS are equal, then LHS must be equal, isn't it? So we can, from statement 1 and from statement 2 we can write angle AOC plus angle AOD, angle AOC plus angle AOD is equal to this, angle AOD plus angle BOD. Okay, now you can see clearly here, erase it out. Yes, you can see in both the LHS and RHS, is there anything common? You can see angle AOD and angle AOD are common here, therefore you can cancel them. Same thing here. Okay, so angle AOD is angle AOD are cancelled. Now what remains? Angle AOC equal to angle BOD. Okay, one second, थोड़ा ऊपर उठा लेंगे. Now, so what we have done? We have cancelled this AOD and AOD. Now what remains? Angle AOC is equal to angle BOD. Angle BOD. So we have proved our half of this section. First half. First half was this. Angle AOC equal to angle BOD. Similarly, in the same fashion, okay. Now let's move to the figure again, so that it will be little bit clear. So what we have proved now? One second. We have proved that angle AOC equal to angle BOD. Angle AOC is equal to angle BOD. This angle. As we have proved this, similarly we can prove it, and similarly it can also be proved that angle AOD is equal to angle COB or BOC. Okay, so this is your vertically opposite angle theorem. Okay, so the question may arise like this also: state and prove vertically opposite angle theorem. Okay, so this much for this class. Some examples are here. I would like you to try all these examples, and the next class we will go to the exercise here 6.1. Okay, thank you.